Sheep are hooved mammals with woolly coats who feel a wide range of emotions, from anger to boredom and happiness. They form strong bonds with one another and can interpret different emotional expressions, which helps them develop their relationships. One study found that sheep can recognize the faces of up to 50 other sheep and retain this knowledge for up to 2 years. Wild sheep are vulnerable to trophy hunting, poaching and habitat loss. Sheep raised for their wool, meat and milk often live in substandard conditions, and lambs may even have their tails painfully docked. Sheep can also be found in research labs and medical schools where they are used for cruel testing. Sheep, Ovis aries, species of domesticated ruminant, cud-chewing mammal, raised for its meat, milk, and wool. The sheep is usually stockier than its relative the goat, genus Kipera. Its horns, when present, are more divergent. It has scent glands in its face and hind feet, and the males lack the beards of goats. Sheep usually have short tails. In all wild species of sheep, the outer coat takes the form of hair, and beneath this lies a short undercoat of fine wool that has been developed into the fleece of domesticated sheep. Male sheep are called rams, the females ewes, and immature animals lambs. Mature sheep weigh from about 35 to as much as 180 kilograms, 80 to 400 pounds. To browse sheep by breed, see below. A sheep regurgitates its food and chews the cud, thus enabling its 4 separate stomach compartments to thoroughly digest the grasses and other herbage that it eats. The animals prefer grazing on grass or legume vegetation that is short and fine, though they will also consume high, coarse, or brushy plants as well. They graze plants closer to the root than do cattle, and so care must be taken that sheep do not overgraze a particular range. Sheep are basically timid animals who tend to graze in flocks and are almost totally lacking in protection from predators. They mature at about 1 year of age, and many breed when they reach the age of about 1.5 years. Most birds are single, although sheep do have twins on occasion. The lambs stop suckling and begin to graze at about 4 or 5 months of age. Sheep were first domesticated from wild species of sheep at least 5000 BCE, and their remains have been found at numerous sites of early human habitation in the Middle East, Europe, and Central Asia. Domesticated sheep are raised for their fleece, wool, for milk, and for meat. The flesh of mature sheep is called mutton, that of immature animals is called lamb. There were estimated to be more than 1 billion sheep in the world in the early 21st century. The major national producers are Australia, New Zealand, China, India, the United States, South Africa, Argentina, and Turkey. Countries that have large areas of grassland are the major producers. Domestic sheep differ from their wild progenitors and among themselves in conformation, quantity and quality of fleece, color, size, milk production, and other characteristics. Most breeds of domesticated sheep produce wool, while a few produce only hair, and wild sheep grow a combination of wool and hair. Several hundred different breeds of sheep have been developed to meet environmental conditions influenced by latitudes and altitudes and to satisfy human needs for clothing and food. Breeds of sheep having fine wool are generally raised for wool production alone, while breeds with medium or long wool or with only hair are generally raised for meat production. Several crossbreeds have been developed that yield both wool and meat of high quality. However, of the more than 200 breeds of sheep in the world, the majority are of limited interest except in local areas. For articles on individual breeds of sheep, see Cheviot, Hampshire, Caracal, Merino, Rambuillet, Shropshire. The table provides a comparison of selected breeds of sheep. Rectangular pupils allow for a wide field of vision, around 270 to 320 degrees. This means that sheep can see almost everything around them, except for what's directly behind them, without having to turn their heads. As prey species, this helps sheep stay aware of their surroundings and watch for predators, even when their head is down grazing. One way sheep communicate with each other and their surroundings is through scent. Sheep have scent glands in front of their eyes and between the digits of their hooves that produce smelly secretions used to communicate with one another. Sheep also communicate through vocalizations, often called bleating. A female sheep that has given birth to a lamb is called an ewe. Ewes are able to recognize which lamb is theirs just by the sound of their calls. With all of these different breeds, there exists some very unique characteristics. Some breeds of sheep, like the Hebridean and Navajo Charro, possess the polycyrate gene, meaning they have the ability to grow 2, 4, and even 6 horns. Racker sheep are unique in that both males and females have long, spiral-shaped horns. Naturally, sheep have long, silky hair, rather than curly wool like other sheep breeds. Despite some popular beliefs, sheep are intelligent animals with great memories. Research has shown that sheep can recognize up to 50 other sheep faces and remember them for 2 years. They are even able to recognize human faces. Other studies have shown that sheep are capable of remembering how to navigate complex mazes. Sheep use plants and other substances that otherwise hold no nutritional value to them to prevent or treat disease, and teach their young to do them same. Sheep are capable of experiencing a wide range of emotions, just as humans do. Many studies have highlighted the ability of sheep to feel afraid, angry, bored, sad, and happy. Not only are sheep able to feel basic emotions, but their feelings can be very complex. For example, scientific studies have shown that sheep can be pessimists or optimists. A group of sheep is called a flock, but sheep do not remain in flocks simply for protection from predators. Sheep form strong bonds with one another, such as those between a mother and her lamb, and other friendships. Studies have revealed that sheep can distinguish between different emotional expressions, such as pictures of sheep with calm, startled, or fearful expressions. This is a very important skill for sheep to have, as knowing how other sheep are feeling is the basis for forming strong social relationships and keeping the flock safe. This groove is called a philtrum. Sheep are selective grazers and prefer to eat vegetation close to the soil surface. The philtrum allows them to get close to the ground and only select the grasses and other vegetation that they like. Missing teeth? No problem. Sheep have a hard upper palate that the lower teeth press up against to break down food. Life expectancy is how long an organism is expected to live. Typically, the life expectancy of an animal increases with size. For example, cows usually live longer than sheep. The life expectancy of sheep is similar to large breeds of dogs, about 10 to 12 years. Some breeds are known for being longer-lived, for example Merino. According to the Guinness Book of World Records, the oldest sheep lived to be 23. She was a Merino. However, the length of a sheep's productive lifetime tends to be much less. This is because a ewe's productivity usually peaks between 3 and 6 years of age and begins to decline after the age of 7. As a result, most ewes are removed from a flock before they would reach their natural life expectancy. It is also necessary to get rid of older ewes in order to make room for younger ones. The younger animals are usually genetically superior to the older ones. In harsh environments, for example where forage is sparse, ewes are usually culled at a younger age because once their teeth start to wear and break down, it becomes more difficult for them to maintain their body condition and consume enough forage to feed their babies. It is possible for a ewe to be productive past 10 years of age, if she is well fed and managed and stays healthy and sound. Aging sheep. The approximate age of a sheep can be determined by examining their upper incisor teeth. At birth, lambs have 8 baby, or milk, teeth or temporary incisors arranged on their lower jaw. They don't have any teeth on their top jaw, only a dental pad. At approximately 1 year of age, the central pair of baby teeth is replaced by a pair of permanent incisors. At age 2, the second pair is replaced by permanent incisors. At 3 and 4 years, the third and fourth pairs of baby teeth are replaced. At approximately 4 years of age, a sheep has a full mouth of teeth. As it ages past 4, the incisor teeth will start to spread, wear, and eventually break. When a ewe has lost some of her teeth, she's called a broken mouth ewe. When she's lost all her teeth, she's called a gummer. A sheep with no incisor teeth can still survive because it uses mostly its molars for chewing feed. However, it will have a harder time grazing, especially short vegetation.